Keep your heads down and don't move! Chief Bozrog will be back for the rest of us as soon as he can!
We found them! Leave no orc alive!
Somebody help us! Please!
Let's go.
There's more of them! Watch out! Thanks for the help. We'll head back to the caravan. It was stupid to come out here on our own anyway. There are still some of us hiding in the cave near the waterfall. You have to help them too.
I saw what you did out there. Thanks for helping the clan orcs. The ones in here, I think it's too late to help them. Iceheart. He froze them solid. The bastards got magic, the likes of which I've never seen. Yes, I'm with Bozrog. We were out on patrol when we saw the Winterborn attack the caravan. By the time we reached the wagons, the marauders had already stolen the supplies, and a group of orc peasants were trying to chase them down. Stupid peasants. You're Fawn Iceheart. He's the most powerful of the Winterborn warlords that have been raiding Hrothgar the past few years. Since he arrived from the Reach, the attacks have gotten worse. Iceheart is strong, ambitious, and extremely dangerous. I like your courage, but I don't think you'll get to test it today. If Iceheart was still around, we'd be frozen solid by now. My guess? He got what he wanted and hightailed it out of here. A shame, really. The outlying clans need those supplies. Enough food and supplies to get the outlying clans through the winter. Without those supplies, the clans are going to starve. Chief Bozrog went to track down the marauders and find the supplies. If he fails, I don't know what we're going to do. Search the area and see if you can find anything that even hints as to where the marauders disappeared to. If you happen to pick up their trail, find Chief Bozrog. He'll know what to do. Leave no stone unturned. Anything you uncover, soldiers.
Kill me every second until you tell me what I want to know. Even thinking! These supplies belong to the Winterborn now!
Clan peasants. Are they on their way to Orsinium?
The soldiers escorted them and the wounded outsiders. They should be safe enough.
Safe enough isn't good enough. Go after them. I'll continue to look for the Winterborn and the missing supplies.
You're the outsider who leaped into the bear's den to fight the Winterborn? Shan, the Wood Elf, mentioned you. Surprised you didn't end up all bruised and bloody like the rest of these fools. This is our home, not an amusement for your pleasure. And I appreciate that. Doesn't change the fact that I despise that you're here, though, sticking your nose in our business. Ah, yes. The King's invitation. And what a royal bag of snakes that is. Look. You have my thanks for saving those people. And as much as I hate it, I owe you a favor. But right now, I need to determine where they took the stolen supplies. Let me see that. We've been betrayed, and for gold, no less. By Malakath, I'll make sure someone pays for this. Look, I need to protect the next caravan to come through the Merchant's Gate. If you truly want to help Hrothgar, then you will help me. This note indicates that the traitor has interests in the city. I want you to track down this traitor and find our stolen shipments. The fastest way to get on my good side. and on Kurog's is to expose the traitor and recover our supplies. I suggest you start your search in the inn. Gold and dark dealings often go hand in hand with drinking and celebrating. Don't disappoint me. I hate putting my trust in outsiders. Do everyone a favor and prove me wrong.
I'm the chief of the Foreign Clan, one of the oldest and strongest clans in all of Hrothgar.
Kurog makes it sound like tradition is a bad thing, but by Malakath's broken tooth, tradition is the lifeblood of our culture. It's who we are.
You're a long way from home.
Sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. That's a good way to get it cut off, at least in my stronghold. Still,
Malakath would call me a fool if I turned down help when it was freely offered.
Unfortunately, not even orcs are immune to greed. War provides too many opportunities for those willing to trade in lives and suffering. Gold. It turns brother against brother. We were better off when we bartered for everything we needed. Look for anything that would link this traitor to the note you found. Someone with a lot of gold to spend would be a good start. Then there are the Khajiit traders that were mentioned. How many of the cat people could there be in Orsinium?
Why does the land spin so fast? This land. It promised hope and opportunity, but it hides a basket full of biting snakes. Do not mind me. I must have hit my head. Now I need to find my partners. If only the land would remain beneath my feet and the sky stay above my head. It was a nightmare. We were on our way to Orsinium, ready to start a new business, when we were set upon by Winterborn from the Reach. I whipped our beasts for all they were worth, but in their fear, they ran off the road and our cart overturned. It is a mystery and a mystery. My partners, my friends, they are gone. I fear they went over the cliff, along with most of the books we brought from Daggerfall. Please find them. I would aid you, but my head spins like a broken top. Please hurry and find my friends. I fear that none of us will survive long on our own in this forsaken wilderness. Our partnership formed back in Daggerfall, where Jalore, Travofia, and I established a successful book-selling business. When the opportunity presented itself, we decided to make the move to Orsinium. If only I knew what awaited us here. Jalore is perhaps the most cunning of us when it comes to business. She has a way with figures and calculations that makes even the most miserly coin counter jealous. And more, Jalore is my life and my love. We plan to marry in the spring. Travofia has paper and ink flowing through her blood. Her father and her father's father sold tomes and manuscripts, and she was educated working in their shop back in Sentinel. She and Jalore are like sisters, and I trust her completely. Oh yes, rare books, popular books, even a few ancient scrolls when we have them. And with connections throughout the Daggerfall Covenant, special orders pose no problem. With our Orsinium merchant's permit, we plan to open a shop in the city. Who knew orcs could be so bureaucratic? Nothing happens in the new city without the proper forms and licenses. After months of negotiation, we finally received the permit that allows us to open our shop in Orsinium. It's Jalore's dream come true.
head down and your voice low. We don't want to attract any attention. Across the water. Harpies. Can't you see them? They came out of the sky. The feathered monsters. They snatched poor Jalare. I think they carried her up into those rocks. I'd go after them, but what can I do against so many harpies?
Luck and clear roads. I thought Namadine died in the crash or was taken by those feathered monsters. Please, if you can cross the river, save Jalare and secure our documents, we'll be forever in. Jalare carried the merchant's permit, which allows us to establish our bookshop in Orsinium. Without those documents, everything we worked so long and hard for will amount to nothing.
Greetings, traveler. Hold a moment, won't you? I'm looking for a cave. It would be foul-smelling, likely surrounded by scattered bones and such. Have you seen such a place? Ah, an inquisitive sort. I like it. I'm searching for a Nord beastmaster named Nikolvara. My contacts tell me she possesses an enchanted whistle that can tame any creature in Tamriel. Marvelous, yes? Apparently she lives in a Durzog lair nearby. Profit, of course. Durzogs make the perfect guard animals, but they're impossible to tame. If I could train and sell just one of those beasts, I'd make a fortune. If you can acquire the whistle and figure out how it works, we'll split the profits. I'm headed to Bolgol Farm to warm up. It's not far, just over the hill. After you test the whistle, you can find me there. Good luck. Well, I leave the details to you, but I warn you, from everything I've heard, Nikolvara doesn't take kindly to visitors. She's something of a recluse, or so the locals tell me. Haven't you heard? The orcs are building a city. If there's a better opportunity for an enterprising young businessman, well, I've never heard of it.
I got my nickname because my eyes reminded people of the warm embers of a fire. I think fires are much prettier.
You shall travel to many exotic places before your adventure comes to an end. I am the wise woman of the clans. I come here to think and contemplate the great mysteries of life. I find it peaceful here. What Durzogs? Besides, there is no fear, just misunderstanding. I serve all clans, but I claim none of them as my home. Every chief wants me at his side, but what I have to say must not be limited to a single stronghold. Some call me a philosopher, others a sage. I suppose you could say that I am sought out for my wisdom and sound judgment. Most seek profound insight or advice from me. Perhaps that is why you have encountered me this day. Some seek my counsel, but insight given freely isn't worth the price you pay for it. Sweet words drip from your mouth like flowing honey. Very well. Listen carefully. Fight only those you can defeat, and your life will be long and boring. Challenge those that are stronger than you, and your last moments will be quick and exciting.
I love a good fire. Reminds me of being a kid. Being hungry wasn't so bad when you were warm. you.
You return. Travofia and I started toward Orsinium, but we hoped you'd find us on the road. Were you successful? Have you changed our ill fate to good fortune? My heart plummets at the news you bring, and all the light departs from my sky. I will take the Orsinium permit of trade, though. I do not know if I can do this without my Jalare, but I won't let her dream die too. Thank you.
If it isn't my esteemed business partner. I smell profit, friend, and dog. But mostly profit. Did you find the whistle? Excellent! I can't wait to try it out for myself. We'll be rich. Did you test it? How well did it work? You're joking, right? I spent my last gold piece getting to this three-forsaken wasteland? A pox on these orcs and their stupid beasts. I suppose you've earned your cut, such as it is. I'll need to find a new opportunity now.
My husband.
seen anything like this if I stayed at Cordrea. Lots of good opportunities for pickpocketing here. Just saying.
Welcome. It gladdens my heart that you have an interest in the history of our land and its people. And you found the notice. Wonderful. Of course, the House of Orsimer glories will be even more impressive once all the exhibits have been filled. Ha! I knew that was gold well spent. I've already received 20 visitors thanks to those notes. Oh, but where are my manners? Welcome to the newly established Museum of Hrothgar, authorized by the king himself. Oh, most certainly. The House of Orsimer Glories has a simple mandate. We're here to collect historic treasures related to the Orcs and the Orsimer nation. But I am a simple scholar. I have no aptitude when it comes to searching for ancient relics. I'm not one to turn away an honest helper, but before I ask you to go traipse around in search of historic treasures, why don't you take this downstairs and put it on display? It's the Agra Krun, the Blood Shield. It was recently donated to the museum by an anonymous adventurer, and I can't wait to put it on display. It will be one of our best attractions. You mean as curator? That's an interesting story. I guess you could say that I'm a city orc. Born and raised in Wayrest, educated at the finest Breton academies. King Kurog and I met during his travels, and when he offered me this museum, I said yes. Oh, you mean the clan tattoo? Yes, well, I guess you could say that was a gift of sorts. I toured the various clan strongholds when I first arrived, and Chief Bosrog of the Farun clan insisted that I allow his wise woman to mark me. I appreciate your help. You wouldn't believe how much goes into getting the museum ready for visitors. Just preparing the displays was a tremendous amount of work. If you're interested, I have a lead on another piece we're seeking, Uzdabek's helm. Have you heard of the mountain called Sorrow, along the northern border of Hrothgar? According to the Burska clan's oral tradition, the helm was last seen in that area. Just be careful. The mountain and the land around it is decidedly treacherous. This one gives me chills. The helmet was worn by the legendary orc hero Uzdabek, who single-handedly slew 1001 Redguards during the Battle of Farun Pass. Little known fact, Uzdabek might have been a woman. For the time period, I'd say so. And even now, as Hrothgar struggles with the clashing cultures of city and stronghold, examples such as this go a long way toward making the king's point. Besides, a little scandal always attracts visitors.
interest? About time. Maybe you might deserve something to drink it.
Buy and sell here and now.
It's a good day, friend. I've got gold in my pocket and a full mug in my hand. So what can I do for you? I don't see how that's any of your business. And if you're thinking of trying to rob me, well, think again. I need this gold for my daughter. Now leave me be or I'll hit you with my mug. Oh, why didn't you just say so? Being all mysterious and scaring a person half to death? So, why are you looking for Gulag? By Trinimax deformed toe, if this gold is illegal, my Shilha needs her potions. All right, let's try this. If you forget all about what we were discussing, then I might have information that will help you. Do you agree? Right. You never heard this from me, but Gulag left here a little while ago to talk to those Khajiit traders. You know, the ones who showed up recently? And if nothing else, you should be able to smell them. He wears some kind of fancy fragrance, says it keeps the spirits docile. The Khajiit sold it to him. You ask me, it smells like a dead horker left out too long in the sun. Follow that scent and it'll lead you right to him.
Gulag's scent. It is almost enough to make this one want to stop dealing with him.
Arusha would agree, except for all the gold he gave us. He's got the luck of Joan and Jode, even if he smells like a dead horker.
This one hopes we are blessed with half his luck and twice his gold, but not his scent.
Bad enough to come to Cold Harbor, but to end up in the Tower of Lies, toiling away? Glad some of those people are safe.
ours for as long as we want. I paid in advance.
You didn't have 2 gold pieces to rub together last time I saw you, Gulag. What changed?
Fortune happened, my lovely. And it fell right into my lap. Now come here and do the same and we'll both feel better. And who might you be? Go find another bathhouse. I hired this one for the entire day.
I'll let you deal with this, Gulag, darling. I'm going to go and get something to drink.
What's this about? If you aren't here to use the baths, it must be about my tonics. Well, I can assure you, my tonics are guaranteed to cure whatever ails you. Just takes time. And multiple applications. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a loyal subject of the king. I don't have anything to do with any damn Winterborn. No, I can explain. The people of this city, I made a deal for them. Gold from the Winterborn allows me to produce my tonics at a fraction of the cost. I'm doing this for the people. The outlying clans, they're enemies of this city and our king. Their chiefs refuse to accept the king's rule. They'd rather stay stuck in their old ways and traditions. Meanwhile, the poor of this city can't afford medicine. I'm saving lives. A small price to pay for a larger gain. I've been loyal to this city since before you outsiders started arriving. You have no right to judge me. Fine. What's the use? See what happens when you just try to help? The supplies were sent to Frostbreak Fortress. That's where the Winterborn warlord, Yorfan Iceheart, plans to regroup his forces. I'm sure he's guarding the supplies personally. Do what you will. My tonics are out in the city now, getting to the people who need them. Sure, I won't be able to enjoy the rest of my gold, but I accomplished what I set out to do.
Malakath's faithful could use your aid. Malakath whispered of your strength. Those who remain true to the Daedric Prince of Vengeance must band together in these difficult times. Yet they who share our faith now move against us. Winterborn raiders. Before King Kurog bottled them in Frostbreak, one group splintered from their mob. They seek the Vengeful Eye, a relic granted by the Daedric Prince himself. The splintered mob was last spotted in catacombs, untouched since the siege of Old Orsinium. When I learned this, Malakath's rage quickened in my heart. Clearly a sign. The relic is there. It must not touch Winterborn flesh. Scholars uncovered the catacombs at what they call Honor's Rest. Once inside, seek the Vengeful Eye. Return it swiftly when you find it. The stories say it was given to Malakath's champions as a sign of his favor. Only the strongest wore it, and passed it to whomever could slay the bearer. It is not. All that matters is what the Vengeful Eye represents. Malakath demands strength, despises weakness. The relic is a symbol for his followers, a holy mandate. This is why the Winterborn must never recover it. A great warrior from the Reach was said to wear it last. It's why the Winterborn scrape and paw in the catacombs. They claim Malakath demanded their ancestors' service, that they have honored the Prince of Vengeance ever since. We are Malakath's children. He tempers us in Nirn's forge, beating us against the anvil of Hrothgar. He bears no love for the Winterborn. Malakath whispers to them so they may inflict themselves upon us, so we may prove ourselves the stronger metal.
You can't just take things that aren't
hate
yours.
getting caught.
Do I look lonely to you? Then why are you still here?
What? Who? I'm going to scream.
Not so safe anymore, is it?
Once again, welcome to Orsinium. I look forward to working with you on this grand endeavor. Ah, another traveler arrives in our grand city. Welcome, welcome. Are you one of the chosen? Do you bear the letter from the Forge Mother? I am a High Priestess of Trinimac, serving in Orsinium's temple. Like you, I'm here at the request of Forge Mother Alga to help revive the ancient traditions of truth, honor, and unity. I also greet new arrivals. Tell me, how is your journey? We've received similar reports. Just one of a series of unfortunate incidents that we plan to rectify. Orsimer soldiers and even the king himself are looking into this. King Korog believes that even those who refuse his rule must be cared for. Truly, perhaps we can still recover the supplies the clans need to survive the winter. The decision to invite outsiders to our land has already reaped untold benefits. Tell me, where have the Winterborn hidden the supplies? You located the stolen supplies and uncovered our betrayer. Trinimac surely sent you to us in our time of need. Take this reward for helping our people. And you must present yourself to Forge Mother Alga. Look, here she comes.
Is this one of the outsiders who responded to my invitation, High Priestess?
Yes, Grand Forge Mother.
Thank you, Solgra. I will speak to the outsider. Come, outsider. We have much to discuss. So our ambassador finally found you. Took a damn time. But you're here now, and that's what counts. Welcome to Orsinium. Amazing how fast we rebuilt the place, isn't it? Orsimer can do anything when we work together. The damn Reachmen and their foul magic. It provides the Winterborn with an unlimited number of soldiers to send against us. Even so, our soldiers have dispatched all but one of their warlords. That bastard, Yothon Iceheart. Where are the supplies? Trinimac smiles upon us, then. My son, King Korog, has already traveled to Frostbreak Fortress to deal with Warlord Iceheart directly. Without a strong leader, the Winterborn threat will fade away. You must go and tell the king about the supplies. There are two things my son can't resist: food and battle. When he learned of Iceheart's location, he rushed to deal with the warlord personally. Help him end the threat and recover the supplies. The unification of the Orc clans depends on it. The Winterborn pose a threat to all of Hrothgar. Jorvan Iceheart in particular has long been a thorn in our side. The king issued the order to invite you to our land. If the Winterborn are defeated thanks to that order, the clans will take notice. Of course, but many of our best warriors are off helping the Alliance. Besides, the other clan chiefs are too busy seeking their own glory. My son needs someone at his side who has nothing to prove. Someone without an axe to grind. Someone like you. The accursed Winterborn of the Reach. Under the Longhouse Emperors, they dominated these mountains. But the mountains belong to us now. We've driven the cowards back, but their leader, Jorvan Iceheart, still lives. It's time to change that. You can find my son at the camp outside Frostbreak Fortress. It's an old Breton fort southwest of Orsinium. We've been laying siege to the place for weeks, but Iceheart and his rats have burrowed deep. Go and help my son exterminate the vermin.
Rotten luck, Chief. Rotten luck. Don't see many new faces at Chateau Range. Our only neighbors are surly giants. Speaking of which, Chief Ogzor had a nasty encounter with a giant's club a short while ago. Best keep your voice low. We don't know how much time he has left. Dying. No amount of healing magic can fix smashed brains. Soon as he goes, Shatul is in for dark times. The clan will tear itself apart without a good contender for chief. I want to prevent that. We know which giant smashed the chief. I want to return the favor. That'll show the clan I'm a good contender, which would help keep the clan together. Thing is, I'm no tracker. Care to help me find the bastard? I have a few words to say to Chief Ogzor's mother. I'll meet you where Urkael the Cleaver's tracks begin. Don't know why we call him that. He carries a club. I don't really know. Most giants are surly enough. Urkael the Cleaver, we've come to learn, is a mean drunk. Once, he tore off an Ichater's crest and tossed it across the snow like he was skipping a stone. Heard they found it in Farin's stronghold. You're right. Only made it 100 paces before it slammed into a tree. Took half a day to saw that bloody crest out. We tried to reattach the thing, but the Ichater wanted nothing to do with it. Most of Shatul's warriors died in the first Winterborn raids. Without a good contender for chief, neighbor will fight neighbor for a title they can't hope to hold. We can't afford that, after losing so much to the raiders. Truth is, everyone's afraid. The chief kept this clan together for 2 decades. A strong contender will quiet their nerves. Slaying the giant who killed Chief Ogzor? None will doubt my strength. You want me to quote the Code of Malekith? Go on about vengeance and grudges? I've had my fill of that. Something I learned around all these Ichater. The ones who bray the loudest never lead the pack. Someone whose actions speak loudest. Someone like Chief Ogzor. Yes, I want to be chief. I spent 2 decades watching this clan prosper under his guidance. I'm not relaxed. I just wasn't willing to kill my best friend for his clan. Contenders for chief fight it out in the Bloody Knoll. It's our shrine to Malekith, up on the hill. He who emerges is chief. Simple as that. Well, of course. That's how it's always been. Never thought about it any other way. I suppose it's possible. Still, I wouldn't wish that on any woman. She'd face constant challenge. Whispers behind her back, bitter sulking, the petty disrespects you expect from children, but all from grown orcs who should know better. We travel where the Ichater travel. Can't say it'd be good if the chief was stuck here defending him. Herself, I mean. I wouldn't want to put my clan through that, but that's me. I don't really know. You're right. Only... All right, let's find Urkael the Cleaver. Is that a track? Sorry. It's just some melted snow. find Urkale the Cleaver. I think we lost the trail. I'll head back to Chateau. All right, let's find Urkale the Cleaver. I'll head back to Chateau. All right, let's find Urkale the Cleaver. Listen, we both know you're the one who avenged the chief. Happy I could land a few good smacks. I'll tell you Zara when she's back. You deserve the credit. That's up to the clan. I'm only doing it because Shatul needs a chief. Can't say I enjoy staking a claim while my friend is dying in that tent. I'm not so sure I want to be chief again. Small clan. Our stronghold let Shatul camp there in the summers, in return for choicest pick of a chater. Chief Ogzor wanted to strengthen the bond by marrying away his daughter. Ashruka was to be my hunt wife, but that didn't happen. Ashruka refused to be traded like the choicest pick of a chater. She chose exile rather than marry me. A month later, raiders from the Reach wiped out my whole clan. Chief Ogzor took me in. Don't really know. Shatul tries not to talk about its exiles. Chief Ogzor forbade anyone from speaking of her. I think he blamed himself for pushing her away. After her mother died, Ashruka and her father were always at odds. It was inevitable. No, I've always respected how Ashruka held her ground, and I wasn't too keen on the match. I'd known her since she was a child, so going from Uncle Lorig to husband, we call that a Valenwood marriage. But don't let a wood orc hear you say it. Never. Chief Ogzor knew I'd consider that a dishonor after what he'd done for me, and Shatul needed my muscle. It wasn't charity, if that's what you're thinking. Chief Ogzor's mother, Shatul's wise woman, though she hates it when we call her that. It falls to her to select the candidates for chief, and she's right over there.
Impressive, Lorig. Why don't you show the others? Come closer. We should speak. You avenged my son. I will not forget what you did for Shatul today, nor will the clan. If you are willing, I have need of someone so capable. If Shatul is to survive, there must be a new chief. Lorig is one contender. The other is Ulgesh. I want you to meet him. Ulgesh returned from Orsinium shortly after my son's injury. He declared himself a contender, but I'm not sure why. The boy never had brains or ambition. Serving in the Orsinium Guard was my son's suggestion. Shatul needs a chief who looks out for the clan before himself. We have no walls to hide behind, only our wits and our skill herding a chater. If Ulgesh has neither, I need to know. I sent him after Scamper, our laziest at chater. Ulgesh can explain the task. He's never been talkative, but see what you can learn as you aid each other. I'll want to speak with you when you return.
trail. I'll head back to Chateau.
You going to enchant something with that? Can I watch?
Who are you? I don't need your help. Alright, let's finish this so I can get back to the clan. Yazara asked for a snow truffle. This lazy beast can sniff it out. But it's a two-person job. I can't keep Scamper and hunt for a snow truffle. It's like a tundra truffle, but tastier. Only grows in these parts. No clue. A potion, maybe? You scout ahead, find a truffle patch. Give a whistle. I'll send Scamper your way. Scamper will sniff the patch. If there's a snow truffle, he'll dig it up. You grab it and bring it to Yazara. Got it? Scamper is fast asleep. Give him a good kick to wake him. Near boulders or trees. Lots of them between here and Chateau. It's why they camp here in the winter. I lived in Orsinium for years. Sometimes I forget Chateau is home. Just find the snow truffle. It's cold out here. Nothing beats that. Nothing. Keep trying, Scamper. I think he found one. Scamper earned some sleep. Let's get back to Chateau. I think he found one. Get that snow truffle to Yazara. And thanks. I won't forget your help.
Did you find Olgesh? Good. Give it here. Olgesh passed my test. Scamper has always required 2 people to wrangle. For Olgesh to send you back with the snow truffle tells me he learned to master his temper. Lorig and Olgesh are the only clear contenders for chief. They must enter the Bloody Knoll and duel beneath the stern gaze of Malakath. The one who emerges shall be the new chief of Shatul. Only an orc can become chief of Shatul, or of any orc clan. I can't say it any simpler than that. I have not forgotten what you did for us. On behalf of Shatul, I name you Bloodkin. You shall always have a place among us. I already sent Lorig to the Bloody Knoll. Could you inform Olgesh he is to fight? I would do so, but I must attend to my son. Olgesh should be at his tent. And thank you for the snow truffle, Bloodkin. Sometimes the smallest favors are hardest to repay. It was my son's favorite food. His hearthwife, she has dozens of recipes. He loved them all. He won't be able to taste it. His mind, you see, there's nothing left of him. But I'll mix it into the poison so he enjoys it one last time. The poison I shall feed the husk that remains of his body. No, it is me. Murdering my own son. Shatul must survive. Before a new chief is chosen, the old chief must die. By the time Lorig and Olgesh reach the Bloody Knoll, the poison will finish its work. Malakath will take no offense. I doubt that. An orc of Shatul would truly understand. You are neither. Yet you are bloodkin to our clan, and your words give me the strength to do what must be done. Shatul must survive.
Over here. We need to talk. You looked different from inside Olgesh's helmet. Ushruka, exiled daughter of Chief Ogzor. Soon the new chief of Shatul. A merchant friend keeps me informed of Shatul. When she brought word of my father's injuries, I had to return and contend for chief. Shatul must survive. As an exile, I'm not allowed to enter Shatul. But Ulgesh is no exile. I traded him a new set of armor for his old, then returned to my clan. My own grandmother couldn't tell the difference. The real Olgesh has a squeak in his voice. One day he paid Morkel's forge wife to make him sound like an ogre. He always wore the helmet everywhere he went. It still smells like sweaty breeches and onions. I cleaned it 3 times. Nothing worked. Have you been to Orsinium? The king hammers away at traditions which keep orcs locked in squalid strongholds. He tempers us, forges us into something new, something better. I will become chief of Shatul, and in a decade, it will become tradition. Some won't. They may challenge me, and I'll have to kill them. But when any other clan clucks about the code of Malakath, Shatul will band together as we always do. We'll triple their rate on Echater, a built-in blood price for the disrespect.
I think we'll get rich off the Malakath zealots. That will make the king happy. And if he asks me to be his chief wife, I'll decline. But I'll offer him the chance to be my king husband. Now I head to the Bloody Knoll. There I will kill Lorig and become chief of Shatul. For this to work, my grandmother must know my intentions. Inform her, and I swear upon my mother's memory, I will repay the favor when I am chief. Tell her the truth. I don't care if she approves. She will need to prepare the clan for my success. If Malakath disapproves, he can strike me down in the Bloody Knoll. But Shatul must survive. Go. There's little time.
My son, Chief Ogzor is dead. Lorig waits at the Bloody Knoll. Is Olgesh on his way? What? Ushruka was exiled from Shatul. I would never allow her to contend for chief. That foolish girl. We're a traditional clan. Shatul will never accept an exiled woman as chief. Had she become Lorig's hunt wife as my son wanted, Shatul would have stayed for the wedding. We would have been there when the Reach attacked Lorig's clan. Her selfishness led to their destruction. A chief who lost his entire clan to raiders from the Reach? He refused to challenge my son, to give him an honorable death under Malakath's gaze, because of friendship. No matter his prowess in battle, he is soft in the heart. Had she become Lorig's hunt wife as my son wanted, Shatul would have... Take this ritual blade. It is flawed at its core, just like Lorig and Ushruka. Replace the blade of the weakest contender. When the blade fails, the weakest contender will most assuredly die. If she... Go, there is little time. Malakath favor the victor.
Ashruka? You have to go. If Olgesh sees you, he'll kill you.
Ulgesh is in Orsinium. He sold me his honor before I came to Shatul.
No. What have you done?
Shatul must survive. Don't hold back, Lorig.
Malakath favor the victor.
Goodbye, Uncle Lorig.
You've returned. Who is the new chief of Shatul? I see. I convinced our clan that Ashruka's victory would test our faith in Malakath's favor. They'll accept her. For now. If she allows it, I shall advise her. She'll need all the help she can get. You alone emerged from the bloody knoll. Did you pray to Malakath for your victory?
I needed no prayers, only my strength.
Then go forth, my chief, and receive your clan. Shatul, I present your new chief.
Know this, my clan. A new era begins today. The era of the Orc. At King Kurog's side, we shall lead Tamriel to greatness!
This is not justice. So now we have a new chief. Everyone is ready to forget Chief Ogzor, to ignore his murder. Urkael the Cleaver robbed me of my husband's mind, but Glagosh is to blame. She secretly worships Boethia, the Daedric prince of murder. Her prayers brought about Chief Ogzor's death. I haven't found the proof. I am no longer hearthwife of Shatul. My husband's life was stolen from me by his huntwife, my own clan sister. I want justice. Try the Giants' camp where Chief Ogzor fell, or Lugbag. Ask what he heard the night before the attack. And search Glagosh's tent. Confront her with anything you find. I want to know what she has to say for herself. Shatul travels with the Achater. We have no prisons, just the Code of Malakath. If you wrong another in the clan, you have two choices. Pay in gold or pay in blood. I don't know. Poison, ritual sacrifice, time when she slipped away from the clan. Anything that connects her to Boethia.
You're the one who helped Scamper find the snow truffle. Everyone calls him lazy, but they just don't know how to motivate him. It's nothing. Well, Stubbs went missing that night. When I caught her out in the snow, I heard someone singing. It sounded like Glagosh, but I didn't stay to listen. If the chief's huntwife wants to sing alone at night, that's her business.
I should have been at my husband's side. He'd still be alive, and I'd still be his hunt wife. Oh? About what? That's my hunting blade. Chief Ogzor must have grabbed it on his way to the giant camp. Careful how you handle it. The blade has a paralyzing poison on the edge. His sword jangles. Lots of little buckles on the scabbard. But mine is quieter than a thief. I bet he didn't want to wake me the morning he was injured. Damned fool, trying to prove himself. Didn't want his hunt wife along to fight the giant.
You rummaged through my tent? If you weren't bloodkin, I could gut you for that. Not that my things are your business.
But it's a book of battle poetry. I read them occasionally. It's what they preach in Orsinium, isn't it? Always wise to keep in touch with the king's politics. Better to know the old myths than sound like a bumpkin. We're a clan that travels the range. It gets boring at night. Sometimes we sing to keep up our spirits. No, that. I wasn't singing. I was chanting. I was out hunting when I nearly stumbled into a mammoth. They have poor night vision. If you chant the way the giants do, sometimes you can fool them into thinking you're not a threat. I should have been at my husband. Oh? About what? It's what they preach in Orsinium.
Well, I don't. What is the point of your questions?
Yeah. The poor girl is still young. She can't accept that our husband fell in fair combat. There is no conspiracy. Just a good man who fell before his time. Tell her that.
So, what did you find? What did she have to say for herself? I knew it. Her hands are red with my husband's blood. Well, I don't know why he would, but you're right. His own blade was still in the tent. That means nothing. She's still a Boethia cultist. I'm sure of it. What does Glagosh care about Orsinian politics? The book proves her guilt. What about Lugbag? He heard something the night before my husband was struck down. You see, a cultist chants to her Daedric prince, just like the stories. I bet she was cavorting in the moonlight. Perhaps she was chanting to ensorcel Urkael the Cleaver. We've all seen her do that before. Of course she would say that. Followers of Boethia live only to deceive. It was Boethia worship, no matter what she says. Chief Ogzor deserves justice. Something must be done about Glagosh. This is enough evidence for me to demand the blood price from Glagosh. You're right. I was just so angry. If she had been there beside him, he'd still be alive. We'd still be a family. I'll speak with Glagosh. We both lost someone important to us.
The garrison's ever protected the pass, and it's ours once more. And the less we hear about the Imperials or Reachmen, the better.
You again. You make a habit of showing up when my lady needs you. Suppose that means we're gonna make another attempt to reach that wretched summit after all. Go present yourself to my lady. She should be coming down the trail at any moment. This is Sorrow. Apt name, don't you think? The House of Orsimer Glories in Orsinium engaged my lady's services to find the shrine of Tora Groigron. It supposedly waits at the snowy top. No one's attempted to climb it in years, yet here we are. Only if you consider vile beasts, freezing winds, and falling ice to be a problem. We tried to climb the mountain 3 times now, and each failure was more spectacular than the last. If you're interested, Lady Laurent could really use the help. This expedition has really proved to be more troublesome than Lady Laurent anticipated. I hate to say it, but I think this time Sorrow might be more than she bargained for.
Damn you, Karsten. How am I supposed to make a great discovery when... Oh! Damn you, Karsten. How am I supposed to make a great discovery when... Oh, hello! I was just thinking about you. You do have a habit of showing up whenever I need help. Perchance you've brought a small army with you as well? Just you? Well, I was hoping for porters and guides and all, but I suppose that I can make do. I'll need to make a few slight adjustments to my plan, but this time we'll reach the Summit of Sorrow, I'm sure of it. The last 3 times, you mean? We set up one camp, but the harpies and the icy wind cut us down each time we climbed higher. A few orcs even wandered into a chasm because they couldn't see more than 2 paces ahead in the fog. Ooh, it all upset me so. To start, head up and present yourself to Karsten while I go check on my lazy manservant Stibbins. We'll meet you up there. And remind Karsten who it is that's actually in charge of this expedition. He can be so uncooperative at times. Why are you still here? Do you need directions or something? We're not just talking about any dead orc. This is Tarig's shrine. Not only was he the founder of the original city of Orsinium, but he was the owner of the armlet of Tarig. Do you know how high my reputation will soar once I recover that relic? According to a scroll fragment I studied, the Armlet of Tarig is a magical bracelet encrusted with gems. With its power, Tarig was able to tame the savage wilderness. It allowed the ancient orcs to establish the first city of Orsinium. The museum in Orsinium has it on display. It only contains a few words in the ancient orc tongue, but I was able to make some sense out of it. It talked about the armlet, the shrine, and something called Sorrow's Kiss. Oh, doesn't that sound romantic?
Oh, good. I didn't want to walk.
Who in the name of Malakath's third tusk are you? Don't you know this is sacred ground? Besides, it's also one of the most dangerous places in all of Hrothgar. You shouldn't be wandering around up here.
Oh, she did she? I hope you know what you're getting into. Harpies and ogres are bad enough, but the true challenge of Sorrow is the mountain itself. The wind cuts like a sword, and the freezing mist blinds you. But that's not the worst.
Avalanches!
Sorrow wields her snow and ice with terrible precision. I've seen strong orcs swept right off the side like scoring a slaughter in 7-pick knockdown. We tried 3 times and lost most of our expedition. We're all that's left. To be honest, I'm not sure. We barely made it this far before we got separated from the others. If you could look for our companions, that would be helpful. Regardless, we have to find Torug's shrine or all these sacrifices will be for nothing. The good orcs, each and every one of them. Expert climbers. But Sorrow isn't an ordinary mountain. Best way to find them? They should have placed markers to indicate avalanche areas. Just follow the markers. Sorrow may not be the tallest mountain in Tamriel, but it's certainly one of the deadliest. That's why the ancient orcs built memorials to their champions on its slopes. The higher the location of the tomb, the greater the sacrifice and prestige. We're looking for the shrine of the great orc hero Torog Groegron. Legend says that Torog's shrine sits at the very top of the mountain as befits the founder of the original Orsinium. But it's so high up that nothing can survive there. Extremely. We've already tried to get up there 3 times. We lost the rest of the expedition and had to turn back before we barely got out of the base camp. But the danger will be worth it if we could find Torog's legendary relics. I work for Orsinium's newly established museum. I'm their resident expert on the time of Torog, so the museum sent me to assist Lady Laurent and her manservant. I always dreamed of visiting the shrine, so I jumped at the opportunity. Her reputation brought her to the attention of the museum, and she loves digging around in old tombs. She has a particular interest in an ancient fragment that talks about Sorrow's kiss. She believes it has something to do with Torog's shrine. At first we got along fine. We both love history and exploring ancient sites. But the woman has been driving me crazy. She lacks the fundamental reverence for the past that separates a scholar from a grave robber. I just don't trust her judgment.
Sibbons, don't you dare put down that firewood. It won't do us any good if it gets wet.
You make a sound point, my lady.
I knew this mountain was going to be the death of us. No, don't waste your time. I'm done for. An avalanche broke both my legs, but I no longer feel any pain. Sorrow is a harsh mistress, and her embrace is cold and deadly. The others, they went on ahead to seek shelter. Don't look so shocked. I'm dying. If they tried to help me, none of us would have survived. Go. Find them. They need your help. More than I'm just going to go to sleep.
On her toes. You're getting stronger all the time.
Just as I feared. Wait, what's this? Fascinating. Most of the monuments up here are inscribed with 3-stanza epitaphs. It was a common practice. This rubbing appears to be Tarug's first stanza. It's written in Old Orcish, proclaiming the memorial's inaccessibility. They found Tarug's shrine! Well, obviously they found the shrine higher up on the mountain. As to why they came here to die, I have no idea. Maybe the cold or a lack of supplies drove them down. Or they were coming back to meet us. Let us know that they reached the shrine. Let me translate this rubbing. No looters, no lesser orcs. Remarkable. We should try to find the other 2 stanzas. If I can read the entire epitaph, It might point us to the location of the Armlet of Torug. After that, we'll see.
Those poor orcs. Stibbins, be a dear and bury them.
Don't be ridiculous. They died well. Leave them where they fell.
Leave them? Out in the open? How barbaric.
Orcs don't bury their dead. And these are the first orcs to rest on sorrow in generations. We won't steal that honor from them.
Fine. You are the expert, after all.
Another stanza. Incredible. Torug took the armlet to the very summit. But this word...
Come now, Stibbins. Keep up.
Right behind you, milady, as always.
This cold is unbearable. Stibbins, the firewood.
Fire! Splendid idea, milady. I'll just... Oh my!
If this is Torug's shrine, where's his body?
Milady, you need to see this.
Build the fire here. I need more light. Maybe there's a hidden door.
Lady Clarice Laurent, I insist you listen to me.
What are you going on about, Stibbins? Can't you see I'm trying to... Oh. I suggest a strategic retreat.
I wholeheartedly agree, milady.
Let's stand back here and let Karsten and our friend work in peace, Stibbins.
Let me take a look. Torog wasn't pleased that they built his shrine below the summit. He wanted to rest at the top.
Does it say anything about the armlet of Torog?
He carried it to the summit. It says he laid Sorrow's kiss upon it. Yes, Zugka. I'm certain it's kiss.
Sorrow's kiss? The same phrase from the fragment. Doesn't that sound so romantic, Stibbins?
Very sentimental, lady. But are you sure that doesn't say Zugra?
Now, Stibbins, really, leave the translating to the experts. In the meantime, I must speak to our friend. Isn't this wonderful news? To protect his own tomb from looters and to ensure his legend among his people, Torog climbed to the summit, and he took his relics with him. Now be a dear and go up there and retrieve the armlet of Torog for me. Ugh, haven't we been over this? I swear, sometimes I think you hear one word I say out of every 3. You're almost as bad as my manservant Stibbins. Of course! It's written in stone. The ancients never lied when they were chiseling words into stone, you know. The new museum will be the wonder of Tamriel with such a relic as the armlet of Torog in its collection. Hyperbole to keep undesirables from venturing up. And even if there's some modicum of truth to the tale, all you need to do is grab the armlet. Easy as eating a sweet roll. Now, the thin air might make you lightheaded, but you can handle that. I don't agree with Karsten about many of his orcish ideas, but on this point, we're in perfect alignment. The proper translation is Sorrow's Kiss. Now go and get the armlet while we see what other relics we can acquire for the museum. Our friends have returned to their senses. Oh, I told you they weren't dead, Stibbins.
And look, that must be the armlet of Torog. I refuse to let you go through with your plan, Lady Laurent.
Really, Karsten, not that again. We clearly have more to discuss. Stibbins, see to our friends.
You missed all the drama while you were unconscious. Lady Laurent and our helpful orc had a dreadfully intense argument about the armlet of Torog. Oh, it was wonderful to watch. It's the thin air up here, but whatever you did made the weather calm down, so we followed you up. That's when Karsten and Lady Laurent started arguing. Karsten thinks the shrine would be a better location to display the armlet than the museum. Oh, most indubitably. The museum hired her to acquire relics, and she hates to disappoint. Perhaps you could talk to them, help them reach a decision that gets us someplace warm, hmm? You better let me hold on to the armlet, just to be on the safe side.
I'm glad you recovered the armlet of Torog. But before you decide what to do with the relic, you need to hear what I have to say. So it would seem, This shrine stands as a tribute to our past glories. It reveals an age when orcs thought nothing of sacrificing dozens of warriors to build memorials to our strength. It sets the kind of example that the new Orsinium needs. The armlet of Torog should remain in his shrine. Make sure every orc climbs Sorrow to see it, to understand what our ancestors were capable of achieving. In this way, the relic will become a symbol to bind our people together. Surely you can see that. Of course. Sorry I got all emotional. You climbed the summit, you found the relic. You should be the one to decide what happens to it next. Just be careful. Lady Laurent has a silver tongue and a single-mindedness that borders on reckless at times.
I don't know what's gotten into Karsten. Why would anyone want to climb all the way up to the shrine to see an ancient relic when there's a perfectly quaint museum down in Orsinium? I would say so. The museum specifically tasked us to retrieve relics and bring them to Orsinium. History is meant to be admired, not left hidden in the past. Karsten's plan means I will have failed in my mission, and Lady Laurent never fails. I knew I could count on you. Soon every orc will be able to gaze upon this important relic in the comfort of Orsinium's museum. But first, I need to see what this wonder actually does. Oh, Stibbins, be a dear and try it on, please. A little faster, Stibbins. I'm anxious to see what the relic actually does.
But, my lady, what if I'm not worthy?
Nonsense. We're not afraid of legends and superstitions, are we?
No, my lady. Of course not. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, Stibbins. What did you do this time?
Maybe your manservant was right. Maybe it does say Sorrow's curse.
Stibbins always finds a way to turn the simplest task into an ordeal. Ugh, I don't know why I continue to employ the man. The armlet of Torog will receive a place of honor in the Orsinium Museum. I believe that a prominent sign that says, "Do not touch," or "You are not worthy," would also be prudent. Now, someone at the Mages Guild will be able to help me thaw out poor Stibbins. It may take weeks for him to warm up, but he'll be fine. But you should be pleased. The orcs will sing my praises, and they're sure to say nice things about you as well. Give me a moment, and I'll open a portal back to our base camp.
A portal? So why did we have to make that harrowing climb?
Teleportation is a delicate business. You can't just open a portal to some place I've never seen. Careful! Don't crack my manservant. Honestly, you orcs approach everything like you're going to war.
Perhaps you'd like to carry him, Your Majesty.
Feel free.
Kira, are you all right? Don't expect me to come down there. You know I can't stand small spaces. Well, this is fortuitous. You'll never believe what my sister Kirith has gotten herself into this time. I swear she does these things just to vex me. Thank goodness you came by. My sister Kirith and I were surveying the area, trying to get the measure of this dwarven ruin. I turned my back for a single moment and Kirith fell into that hole. Or jumped in for all I know. It happened so fast. Oh, you have no idea. Especially the way Kirith operates. We're on the verge of a major Dwemer discovery. That's why the king invited us here. We're experts, you know. Could you rescue my sister? I'd help, but I don't do that sort of thing. Kirith knows better than to jump into strange holes. She knows I can't abide small, dark spaces. Well, yes. Kirith likes to say that we're dungeon delvers, but I prefer to think of myself as the world's foremost expert on dwarven artifacts. When the king invited leaders in their fields to come to Hrothgar, we jumped at the opportunity. You'd be surprised that many so-called scholars refuse to travel to dangerous places. But that's usually where the best sites are located. And then there are the orcs. Most of the explorers that we know tend to find the orcs to be intimidating.
Malakath, I pray your words aren't lost. Vision fades. And yet, I see you clearly through the fog at life's end. Malakath, is that you? No, I see. I see. Malakath sent you to me, didn't he? That means his words will not be lost. The Vashrak, they attacked our stronghold, crying for our blood in the name of Trinimac. They came for the sacred words, the hidden sanctuary, but they made a mistake. They misinterpreted the blood rite that opens the way. Malakath has sent you to see the sacred words to safety. Find the other archivists. Gather a drop of blood from each to open the way. You can start with mine. And know that the Agra Krun will guide you.